decline. So how does it happen? What are the mechanisms of pathology for neurodegeneration? This is what we need. We have to have a strong barrier system. We have to be able to methylate. We have to be able to produce and transmit neurotransmitters, low inflammation, good vascular flow, ability to produce and use energy. That's what we need. Those are the things that we need. Now, talking about the barrier system, everybody knows about leaky gut. You can also have leaky brain, leaky brain, leaky brain. So the brain also has a barrier, the blood-brain barrier. This is a semi-permeable membrane that keeps the bad stuff out. And if it's sealed, then you're largely safe. You're largely protected. If it's breached, then you're at risk. So it can be breached by an injury, disease, inflammation, any kind of free radical formation, and then calcium, all the calcium mediated injuries and problems are highly inflammatory. And so they're going to also create a breach in the blood-brain barrier. Any kind of exposure to pathogens will have a likelihood of doing it. So what happens when there's a breach is that you get this leaky barrier system. And so stuff can get in there. You don't have the same signaling, neurologic signaling. You get dysregulation, you get neurodegeneration, neuroinflammation, and then ultimately you get death, cell death. And so we have to reverse all of that, especially before we treat anything like heavy metal poisoning. You do not want to have a leaky brain and be chelating out heavy metals, because your brain is going to be like sucking them up. So before you do anything, you have to check for a leaky brain. You have to seal it up. And how do we check for the leaky brain? We check for the leaky brain with GABA, the neurotransmitter. So in order to check for a leaky brain, a leaky blood-brain barrier, what you do is you, on a day at a time when you don't have a bunch of stuff going on, you have about an hour of free time, you're not too tired, you feel fine, you'll take a gram of GABA, and then you'll see, how do I feel for the next hour or two? Notice how you feel. You could feel like nothing. You could feel sleepy or relaxed. You could feel energized. However you feel, just notate it. And then next week, we'll talk about it. So try to do this week. You can get it at the health food store. It's pretty cheap. 1 gram of GABA.